the biggest target you could ever use on a rapper is their image and the way they carry themselves. Then everything else is secondary. You know, you do this and that on your spare time, but you look like and you move like A, B, and C. The average listener that tunes in that's never watched a battle before doesn't need to think hard, you know, for the, you know, the stupid shit that the fools be doing, you know what I'm saying? Like, when the dove over the shoulders, like head and shoulders, VO5 shampoo you, and, you know, like, nobody wants to hear that
That's
fucking
the dominant
garbage.
style right now, though.
It's a fucking trashy ass style, and it just shows, it goes to show, like, people have no originality, and it for the people that came up with this style at first, it wasn't trashy, but that's why it caught on. But like anything else, it'll be get watered down. The battle game right now is like the industry. Like, you got the fucking watered down, weak vocabulary that's really big right now, and it's the shit that everybody uses. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, you got clowns like Mook, you know, like jumping out of like rides that are not his, wearing chains. You know, like, they're kind of just making battle rap like a fucking joke when, you know, the whole, you know, I've been doing this since I was a kid, you know what I'm saying? I watched every era of this shit changing, you know. People could call it backpacker or whatever, but it's really just called battle rap, and it's called the art of destroying your opponent.
How do you think we get away from that dominant wordplay style and move back towards a more direct style between battle rappers?
Everything is trends. Everything is trends. People are bandwagoners. It's going to go back. This style is going to die out, and people are going to realize, damn, these people were trash. Whenever you have a style, people are going to ride it because it works. You know what I mean? So you hear every other day, you know, a little fucking faggot from like New York come out, like a 16-year-old come out, like, yo, I got bars, man. They check me out, yo. Yo, when I give you Big Macs, that's a Mickey D's. It's just like, yo, dog, you've been done before. Not just your style's been done before, but the whole fucking structure of your existence has been fucking done before. Nobody cares about that shit. Like, yeah, it's a popular thing right now because battle rap is a nerdy cult thing. All these guys are a bunch of fucking nerds, you know, especially the fools that talk about shooting people and shit. They're all a bunch of clowns, every single one of them. Like, none of them have ever done shit. My boy's the only real gangbanger in battle rap, active, that's it. Everybody else is a clown. So it's just like, one day, you know, people are gonna realize, you know what I'm saying? Like, this shit is just not you. Like, back in the day, it wasn't cool to not be you. Like, if you came into a cypher and rapped about some shit that wasn't you, you'd get called out for it. Like, nowadays, we gotta sit there and, you know, look at rappers while they say they're gonna fucking do all this crazy shit, and you know what I'm saying? And that's what gets reaction, you know what I mean?
Who do you think, which rappers do you think are the most similar between their onstage and offstage personas?
The ones that are like that are not even popular like that. Like Swave. Swave is probably the most accurate, you know, description you're gonna get of somebody who just raps and then walks off and it's just still the same person. Like, it's just, you know, most rappers just go up there and they transform, you know, they become fucking killers, you know, Calico and Hitman Holla and all these guys, you know, they're all good kids, you know what I'm saying? Like, they just rap about blowing people's heads off all the time. And it's cool, like, when you're battling, like, we're MCs, we always paint pictures and things that we don't do. I'm not talking about that. Someone will be like, well, you talk about slicing people, and yeah, if you metaphorically say I'm gonna fucking, but when you're carrying it like it's your lifestyle, like all the time, like, I'll put a gun to you, oh, I'm really like, you know, my shit is real, like, you're really carrying that, and you're not really like that, somebody's gonna come blow your head off. You know what I'm saying? Like, to me, it's just, maybe that's what it will take. So a real gangbanger shows up at one of these events, and because dog, it could happen. And I'm telling you, the most reliable place it will happen, in my opinion, is California. Just because I know people like that. Like, I got one of my OG blood homies, he's like that. I don't bring him to any events. This guy, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not gonna sit here and put his name out there and, like, you know, because it's not like trying to fucking brag, but he literally always tells me, like, yo, if I can't do battle rap, because if I jump into battle with one of these guys and they tell me they're gonna pull out a gun on me, I'm gonna fuck one of them up and I'm gonna pull out a gun on them right after it. I'm like, why? It's just battle rap. He doesn't get it. Like, I even tried to tell him, he's like, nah, man, this is real life shit. Like, so it's like, what is the message you're really sending out? Like, it's a bunch of fake ass fucking kids basically glorifying a life that they're not even about. That's the difference between the type of battling I do. I'm myself. And these kids, none of them.
How are you different in the ring compared to your out of the ring persona?
What you mean? Like how real is the shit that I say?
No, I just like, I mean, obviously I'm seeing a very different side of Dizaster than I do.
Obviously, I exaggerate too. Like, a lot of times, like, you could tell when I'm being real and when I'm not. Like, I exaggerate sometimes. I'm obviously gonna say, like, you know, I'll blow this up and all this crazy shit. Like, come on, man. Like, we all know it's like an action movie. But when you really, like, actually fronting, like, that's your character all the time, like, it's kind of different, bro. It's really different, because at the end of the day, like, when a gangster raps, like, and says all that shit, I respect it because it's coming from somewhere where he's felt that pain. So that's why we love that. Like, especially here in LA, we listen to, you know, cats from the hood that sit there and spit about their daily life. You respect that. But then when you hear all these other rappers trying to do it and then make punchlines out of it, and you know what I'm saying, it's like not to me, it's just, it lost the individuality, and there's no more character, and there's, you know, that's why I'm not accepted, like, by a lot of people, because I'm just like, damn, like, I'm a threat. I'm just that dude that, I mean, I got just as much views and fans as all these motherfuckers on Smack, and I never had to battle there my whole life and use that as a platform, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's even one of my little battles, you know what I mean? Like, so, you know, you could be yourself. Like, these cats, and none of them want to be themselves.
It seems like the URL style, the street style, is becoming
It's
dominant
popular.
style.
It's popular, and it's because of the kids that want to hear that shit. Like, you got these fucking cats, like, they're the ones that, like, it's the fans, like, they like hearing that shit. So the fucking rappers are feeding them that shit. But they don't realize all they're creating is a bunch of fucking bullshit. There's no message in none of this shit. You never learn nothing new. There's no more educational value in battle rap like it used to. Like, I used to have battles, man, I would be talking about all kinds of World War III and all kinds of, that shit's considered nerdy now. It's just how, like, society is now. Like, it's the dumbing down of society. It's like, if you have anything worth of any substance to it, it's considered nerdy. Like, you're supposed to think it's not cool. You're supposed to like all the fucking whack shit and the fake shit. When really we came a long way from real rappers like the Roots and the Common. What you mean?
Whose fault is that? Like, is it?
It's not anybody's fault.
It's
you really, you want all in a nutshell, like, it's the government's fault, bro. It's not even anyone to do with the rap. It's our society, the way it's structured, bro. It's the way, it's what we're fed. It's what we eat. It's how we think, what we're told we should like. It's the media. It's like, this is what these cats want to hear. They don't want, like, it's like a bad thing to be funny. Yo, you got jokes, man. It's not cool, man. You funny? Man, it's not cool at all, man. Like, it's just like, really? Like that's what it's about, is entertaining the people. Like, when I battle Big T, I'm doing some different shit. Like, the way I'm coming at Cassidy is completely different, because that's what the people want to hear. But I'm going to battle Big T, I'm going to be funny as fuck.
Yeah. I've always had a hard time with the jokes over bars over jokes debate.
Look, jokes are whack if they have no creativity to them. I understand that. But it's almost like they take this little fault and they use it as the biggest excuse cover up. It's like, yeah, there's a lot of whack ass fucking also like grind time type of rappers that are just like the fucking URL ones that are cliche. Like, they have no personality. Yo, when I'm rhyming steak and I'm trying to flate, but it's like when Averb comes here and raps like that against Ilmac and tries to make Ilmac look like he's one of them, it makes him look like a low IQ person, because anyone that listens to Ilmac knows he's an extremely educated human being. And I've talked to him for hours, and you know, the shit that he could hold conversations about, you know, he could hold a conversation with a 50, 60-year-old with no fucking problem. Verb, you know, Verb is a fucking, you know, Verb is the average consumer. He's a glitterhead. I don't know what to call Verb. He's just a plastic Barbie, you know what I'm saying? Like, but it's just as an example, like, you know what I mean? Like, if you are too smart now, or you have any substance to your shit, you automatically suck and you're different. And it's just weird. It's also a race thing. It's weird. And I fall somewhere in the middle, so it's like, I'm kind of more watching it. It happens between white people and black people. Like, you just see it. It's like the craziest shit ever. Like, it's just like this weird, like, non-acceptance from each side. And it's like, to me it's funny because I feel like, you know, some black folks characterize me as white, but I'm just different, and that's why I rap different. That's why, yeah, I'm Arab, but it's the reason why I rap different. That's why, because I grew up here most of my life, but also in another part of the world. Like I'm half. I have an Arabic side to me, like, and it's real. Like it's not like, you know, when people hear me out there talking, they're like, oh, okay, like I might be like I'm very Americanized. I would say, like, extremely, but still that part of me is strong as fuck. It's not like.
How much time did you spend in Lebanon?
Like 6 years straight, and then I was going back all the time. That's a really big portion of your life, and it was like through crazy periods too. Like I've seen crazy shit, man. Like, you know, that's why I look at some of these kids, and they're just spoiled fucking kids that just have no fucking values. And you know, like it's just like, oh, you grew up rich. I didn't grow up rich. I have a family. You know what I'm saying? And I'm glad they, you know, did everything they can to raise me, even though I was a fucked up kid my whole life. But you know what I'm saying?
What do you
like,
mean by that, fucked up kid?
You know, there's a reason why I'm Dizaster, and I'm such a fucking lunatic when I rap, and you know, when I look back on all this shit, it all stems from shit. You know, I was the fucking like biggest troublemaker on earth when I was younger. You know what I mean? In high school, middle school, all that shit. That was just, you're not understanding. Like I got removed from every single school you could think of. I needed to go through 14 or 15 schools to get out
of high school.
Yeah, I ended up doing it at home. Like I did my final test at home because that was the last option. Like. There was nowhere that could have me. All the LA Unified School District expelled me. They can't have me anywhere near. All private schools removed me. Crazy shit. Fucking assault, deadly weapon on campus, and all kinds of weird shit. Like I did a lot of shit on campus that just fucked me off. You know, I've never even really talked about this before, but it's like, because it's like really funny. It's like such a like stereotypical thing for me to say, and it's like hilarious. But like, I like didn't get, the charge got dropped, but I like so fucked up to talk about this. I got like a terrorist threats charge on campus when I was 16.
Would you call it a bomb
no,
threat?
You know what it was? No, I got jumped by the whole school bus. You know what I'm saying? Like, I was like fucking this kid up, and the whole school bus jumped in, and they started beating the shit out of me. So when I hopped off the bus, I was like, I'm gonna shoot all you motherfuckers, because I was tripping, I was mad, I was bleeding, I was like, you know what I'm saying, like fucked up, you know, I was like, I'm gonna come back and I'm gonna smoke all of you, you know. Next day I came to school, you know, cops tackled me to the floor, dragged me to the, you can go to jail for terrorist threats, you understand what I'm trying to tell you? And I'm just like, you know, I was a kid, man, I was like tripping, I was like, I'm sorry, you know, whatever. I was a fucking shitty kid, you know what I'm saying, like I was a really fucking, but that's where I got my name from, probably.